Guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thanks for tuning back in. I'm really pleased you came back to see me, and I'm really pleased to be able to bring you this watch. This is from a brand, Citizen, which has really gone up in my estimations. It was only probably about 12 to 18 months ago that I was like, I don't really know what to make of Citizen. They didn't really make anything that sort of resonated with me. 18 months later, roughly, I own a few in my collection, and this one was one I was particularly excited with. This is the Citizen Tsuyosa. I'll leave the model number up in the corner as always. I thought the yellow one, the yellow and the sort of like the bluey one they're doing at the moment is hot property. These look immense, really nice. Nice specs, look really well finished, and not for a whole lot of money either. So I really wanted to get this in. I bought this from CW Sellers. When I bought it, I'm not gonna lie, they sent me an email saying they confirmed my order. They said it wouldn't be in stock, or they wouldn't have it until the middle of October. I'm pleased to announce that was not how long it took. This is why you're getting the video out now. Really cool looking watch. As I said, a few different color variations to choose from. I think the yellow one for me looks mustard, to be honest with you, in more ways than one. See what I did there? But guys and girls, as always, by the time we get to the end of the video, you know if it's for you or not. If it is, please use the link. It's not an affiliate link, but it'll take you to the watch. But do also use the model number to find a more favorable price for yourself. But thanks for tuning back in. I'll stop going on, but let's get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys, so this is the watch. The usual sort of packaging that I've always received from Citizen, out of a cardboard box. Some information on there. In a box that it comes in, you get the hang tag, just outlining the information of the watch. So the model number is the NJ0150-56Z. Caliber 8210 is also referring to the movement, but we'll talk about that in a bit more detail. You got an instruction manual down there, and you'll see I've kept it separate so not to scratch the watch, but you'll see that I've taken out 4 links. From this out of the way, 4 links for it to fit my wrist, and that's what the links look like. They are push pins, brushed on the back, a bit of a mixture at the front, but we'll talk about that again in a moment as well. And let's put this to the side. And like I said, the other box that it normally comes in inside, and there's the watch. You'll see my community post also talking about the fact that I had this in. I was really excited to get this in. This was one that I purchased for myself. I really wanted to get it in. It seemed like there was going to be a huge delay. CW Sellers did say to me not to expect it anytime before October. So I was really happy when I got the email to say that they shipped it to me. And there we go. This is obviously you'll see in the thumbnail. My wife said it's ochre. Some might call it yellow mustard or honey colour or whatever you want. But as I say, either way, it's stunning. It's a beautiful piece. And like I said, this is the yellow one. A few different other colour variations to choose from. I'll bring them up now. I think this one and the sort of bluey green, or Tiffany blue if you like, they might be calling it, will be probably the ones that are harder to buy because they're going to be very popular. But this one was the one that really spoke to me. Really beautiful looking watch. But there we are. So as I said, the NJ0150-56Z. Inside, it's running a Miyota movement, given it's Citizen. It's a gilt movement, which if you're new to this, it means it's gold basically. I'll bring you some information up about the movement next to me. Yeah, 21 joules, 40-hour power reserve. This one's got hacking on it, which is good to see. I know that's a big gripe with the 8000 series generally, along with that sort of rotor that will continue for a while. But yeah, this has got hacking, which is good to see. And this one, guys, I kid you not, it's running at about a second fast a day. A second, that is phenomenal. So yeah, no complaints really when it's got hacking and it's keeping time like that. But there we go, 8210 movement. The construction of the watch, if I put it around the right way, is all stainless steel aside from the crystal on the front and back. Brushed at the top of the case, polished at the sides, as is the crown polished as well. The bracelet, you'll see it's integrated, polished center links, brushed on the outer, polished at the sides. The clasp is brushed, polished at the sides also, in keeping with the rest of the watch. As I said, the back of the bracelet is all brushed. You do have polished outer part of the exhibition case back, and just some other details on there. Nice transitions really from the polished to brushed surfaces. Yeah, nicely done. But that's the construction, aside from the other elements we'll speak about in just a moment. The case thickness of the watch is 12.8 millimeters. The case diameter, you can measure sort of 9 to the 3 on this, given the crown is sort of hidden down near the 4 o'clock position. It's coming at 40.2, and when you include the crown, given it is sort of recessed into the case, it's coming at 41.4 millimeters. The lug width on this is a strange one. So this part here is 9 mil. It does flare straight out to 22 and down to 18 mil and back up to 20 mil at that press clasp. Yeah, I know. You can't have it all, can you? But there we go. The lug to lug, tip to tip. So excluding those end links, it's coming at 45 mil. So not too bad at all. And with those end links, it does come in at 49.6 millimeters. But it is integrated. It does fit on the wrist nicely. You'd have seen that in my outside shots during my intro. But yeah, there we go. 49.6, including the center links. The bezel on this is a high polished bezel. Nice contrast from the top of the case being brushed. The bracelet, the crown is situated at the 4 o'clock position. As I said, it's recessed in. It's polished and it's just push pull. And the case back you'd have seen a moment ago. I'll show you just one more time. It is a screw down case back exhibition with mineral crystal on the back. So there we are. The bracelet I've showed you also does taper down quite nicely. Nice and easy to change, actually. I was worried about sizing this bracelet because the few citizens I've had with bracelets, they've had pin and collar. This is just push pins, which has made it very, very easy to size. Actually, I was really dreading it because I don't like their pin and collar system. But yeah, I'm pleased to say they're push pins. Obviously, it's got a press clasp signed on there, brushed. Looks nice until you open it up, and then it obviously shows that it's just pressed, which I don't really think is really in keeping with the watch. The watch is quite premium, feels good on wrist, looks very vibrant, but the clasp doesn't really sort of go in keeping with that. But there we are. The crystal covering that really beautiful dial is sapphire crystal, as is the Cyclops, and I think the Cyclops is done really well on this. Cyclops is very easy to get wrong, but I'm pleased to report that they've done quite a good job. Probably could do a little 0.5 more magnification, but yeah, looks the business. Showing off the date very nicely. The water resistance of this watch is cited as being 50 meters, so that would give you 5 atmospheres of water resistance. A really splash proof and stuff. I wouldn't take this swimming. And the weight will appear in the top right. It's just 127.5 grams. Or 4 links removed. With those 4 links back in, you're probably in the mid 40s, 140s, excuse me. So decent bit of heft, really, given the dimensions of the watch and the sort of dressy nature of it. But yeah, that's all those bits and pieces, guys. But let's have a look at the dial now, guys, in a bit more detail, because I do think this is where this watch shines, to be honest. So you've got a minute track going around the outer edge. You've got buttons everywhere, but you've got a slightly smaller one at the 3 o'clock position, making way for that date window, which obviously got a Cyclops over it. The hands and indices are all high polished, and they look very, very nice against that sort of sunburst. We'll call it mustard dial, if you like. Nice high polished, a nice bit of contrast from the sunburst yellow. You've got a Citizen printed onto the dial at the 12, and automatic above the double battens at the 6. So you've got double battens at the 12 and 6, as you can see. I'll bring the loom up now. The loom on this is not fantastic. It's not bad. It is what it is, really. It's a dressy type watch. So I've had a few Citizens now. Their loom does tend to be fantastic, but they haven't extended it to this. But then again, they've not just gone for nothing. So it's okay for the sort of dressy watch it is. There you are. But yeah, the movement, as I said, 8210 movement. You take the crown out. You'll see it will hack. You put it back in, it will start back up again. When it's pushed all the way in and recessed into the case, you can hear that. You can screw it like towards you if you like, and you'll charge it up. If you take it out to the first position, you'll be able to scroll through the date and change it to whichever time you wish to set date you wish to set it to, and then put it back in. I like the way it's hidden away. Makes the crown look even smaller than it really is, given it's sort of recessed into the case. Very similar to the sort of old Seiko 5s that you used to get. But yeah, that's the movement, guys. That's the dial, and as I say, the dial on this is really stunning, to be honest. But there we are. Let me just pop it on the wrist quickly, guys, give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. So guys and girls, there we have it. Look at that. Very, very pretty. Very, very nice. Almost perfect, I would say. I'm very, very happy with this watch. I can see why they're so hard to get a hold of. And I can see why they've now extended it, not just from the Japanese market, but nationwide. So there we are. But guys and girls, that would now take me on to what I think is pants and Pukka about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you know I always start with pants. I like to go on a high with Pukka. So what I think is pants is not a great deal, guys. I really do like this watch. I was undecided before I purchased it as to whether it was going to stay in my collection or not, but I'll let you know about that in a moment. But the only thing I would mention, given how nice the watch feels generally, how accurate the movement is, the sapphire crystal build quality, is just the press clasp. I just think it's a bit of an oversight, really, given the watch is so nice generally. I do like the way it's finished on the outer part, but the fact it's all pressed is just a little bit, yeah, disappointing, because I do feel like if it was fully milled with this watch, it would be quite remarkable. So that's the only thing I mentioned for pants is the press clasp. What I think is Pukka, the dial, obviously, that yellow mustard sunburst dial is just unreal in it. Really, really nice. I've had so many compliments on it. The hands and indices, in terms of the way they're high polished, I think that looks really, really cool. The way the Cyclops is done, the Cyclops, as I say, could have done with probably 0.5 more magnification, but I do like the fact that it still looks like it's doing the job. Really good, well aligned as well. The crown location, I do like the crown being sort of out of the way a little bit. It just makes it look a bit tidier, so I do like the way they've done that. The bracelet's done nicely, tapers nicely, looks the business, and I do like the fact it's got a little bit of polishing on there. I don't normally, but with the nature of the watch, it looks a bit blingy. The finishing, in terms of the transition from the brushed and polished surfaces, I do think that's been done really nicely by Citizen. You'll see it there, the way it transitions from there to the sharp line across there, and throughout, really, they've done a fantastic job. And the general look of this is fantastic. Usually when you get these sort of vibrant pieces, you're looking at the sort of higher end watches like Rolex and stuff. The fact you can get an affordable one like this from a reputable brand with the specs you're getting is quite amazing, to be honest. I think so anyway. So just to surmise what I think is Pukka, as I go with the dial, hands and indices, Cyclops, crown location, bracelet, finishing, and the general look. Oh, let me take a breath. And guys, that will take me on to, would I recommend this watch? And the first thing I would say is I'm going to keep it. So that will tell you 100% I would keep it. I'm hoping at some point they bring out an aftermarket clasp, so I can change the clasp, because I think that will be the only addition that's needed for this watch. But so I would recommend it. I think it's amazing. But guys and girls, please let me know what you think about this watch, and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.